let me get back to work here for a few minutes and then call it some time off for a while. We'll see. I'm gonna tune. We have the Wi-Fi and it's satellite, and I'm gonna tune people out for a while longer because it was more comfortable from February 9th to March 12th emotionally and psychologically, and anybody who deserves some quiet time and emotional it's not comfort, okay, because we're not living the Lord's Prayer, so I don't have emotional comfort. I just have to focus on what I need to do until the technology is capable of helping someone like me and others like me live the perfection of words like the Lord's Prayer and the understanding of Psalms and Proverbs and other, precious, faithful spoken words and perceptions that get misinterpreted and manipulated and abused throughout time. And so you guys just got to understand that when words are humble enough to give us perfect eternal understanding, to live really good and precious and meaningful lives, they're not meant to be ignored. And you can't put truth up to a contest or a popularity vote. You have to understand truth and be truthful. Otherwise, it's devastating eternally to families and children. Families have no hope of maintaining faithful, loving relationships if you're engaged in philanthropy and completely ignore the truth of real religion. Right? It's just not tangible. Just got through trying to talk to my son, but they went to the pet store and were busy with the pets. So the conversation was kind of one-sided. And I'm not, when you're doing something, because philanthropy is dictating your environment, and then someone calls to try to talk to you about the Lord's Prayer, it's hard because, philanthropy is dictating your environment, so it's hard to listen. It's hard to pay attention. It's hard to truly understand. So you have to focus on the Lord's Prayer with all your might, because it's perfect. And thinking it, speaking it, living it is the only way you can love your wife and then love your children, right? Period. The linguistics are so perfect. And so, and there are other scientific things that are going on, I was talking to Patrick real quick about, because I got it this morning when I was sleeping. It's like, no, dysplasia, you can't have a flood that covers the entire planet. Where would all the water go? Because we know water doesn't evaporate through the atmosphere, or the water would all evaporate through the atmosphere, right? So if you had a rainstorm, first of all, where would all the water come from? And secondly, where would all the water go? And then you get people, well, through God, all things are possible, except for the unicorn, money, and prostitution, intoxication, and suicide when people say there's no God, right? Okay, do you understand? It's a song by Earth Messengers. They're a reggae band from Jamaica. But you guys got to understand this, okay? And so the understanding of the meaning of the word God requires the humility of understanding eternity and understanding that eternity cannot exist without greater than what your eternal perception. So it's not hard. It's real easy if you're just humble. And so I'm going to, this is the only one I'm going to load up today. Then I'm going to, I got chores I got to do, and I'm going to tune you guys out. All right. And the only way to walk in the kingdom of heaven is to accept the commands that understand the meaning of life in the kingdom of heaven. If you deny perfect commands, perfect ways of living, okay, you don't have to physically speak or physically be able to hear to understand perfection of faithful love, okay? You don't have to see to understand you're being perfectly loved. You could be Tommy from the Who's rock opera and understand what it's like to be faithfully loved. You could be deaf, dumb, and blind and understand what it's like to be faithfully loved. how not to be abused, how not to be taken for granted or taken advantage of or manipulated by people that are selfish. You hear me, feel me, touch me, see me, right? Deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays being pinball. Well, we don't need to play pinball, okay, but we do need faithful love. Okay. If pinball helps a kid do things to engage better, but in the future, when we're living the Lord's Prayer, there's going to be less cleft lips, there's going to be less birth defects, there's going to be less people because of toxic and aggressive environments, less people that are deaf or blind or cannot speak. Okay. So the healthier the environment, the healthier the people. So there'll be less people that are born deaf because of something in the environment that causes lack of hearing, which is a sense that we need to survive, causes a lack of seeing, which is a sense that is very essential to survival, and the ability to speak, which is also essential to communicate and survive. And part is when you're loving. Okay, survival is something that only is required in an extreme condition, and extreme conditions don't have to be caused and effectual by human beings, and unfaithful human beings are constant survivalists, and faithful human beings know that, are intelligent enough to know that, wow, what happened there? Well, we sure got out of whack on that one. Does someone believe that money's real again and we have to fight to procreate over it? Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a lawyer, right? Do you understand? Okay, guys, so I'm going to go and just listen and be ready to walk in the kingdom of heaven. Be ready to live the Lord's Prayer. If you're not ready to live the Lord's Prayer, you're not ready to walk in the kingdom of heaven, and you just don't deserve to feel that. And like I said, some people, even when we're living the Lord's Prayer, are going to think it's some kind of government plot to take away their freedom, to hunt down people and kill them with guns and then charge them money to live here. So, some people are just stupid as hell, and there's not any changing that. You get all the time, it'll never happen in my lifetime. Well, when it does happen, you're not going to feel it because you're too deaf, dumb, and blind, even though you can physically see, you got ears to hear, but you don't listen, and you can speak, but you don't have anything worth saying, right? Okay. Are you a propaganda artist? Politicians and actors are both propaganda artists, guys. Okay. I love you very much. All right, peace.